Yeah, hello, my very good people out there. I remain your humble Mr. Lawrence Chikezir. Today, I want to deliberate in something that has a call for concern. Actually, I didn't want to do this, but I began to see uh, some of these things on social media, and I said I want to address it. It's about some South African people, South Africans, some of them, and I'm not very happy with the way they talk against Nigerians and the way they react towards Nigerians. Of recent, I saw a guy in one of his podcast radio on social media, and the amount of hatred and comments that he was, you know, talking about Nigerians, trying to discredit Nigerians, and I think it's time for me to give them back, give it back to them. I am not attacking the general South Africans, but for those of them who has hatred for Nigerians, and I want to give it back to them as a reminder. Furthermore, let me remind South Africans that those of them who don't understand history, I think it would be good for them to go back and check their history and understand what happened during their dark days. I mean, during the time of the apartheid regime in South Africa. And I'm sure if any of them knows much about this history, they won't be messing around or trying to castigate Nigerians in whatever issue. Now, first of all, those of you South Africans who don't see anything good about Nigeria should understand that without Nigerians and without my country called Nigeria, that you guys wouldn't have had your freedoms today. I personally, as a young man in the 80s, early 80s when I was in high school, I personally contributed my personal pocket money given to me in school by my parents as a way of donation for a fight against apartheid regime in South Africa, Soweto. And I can also remind you people right now that it was as a result of one of our late legend musician, the late Ozidi himself, the late Sonny Okosu. We call him the Ozidi of Africa. This was a man that took that battle. I think in his 1976, he started this battle when he was in the University of Nsukka. Then he started this fight against apartheid. He began to create the awareness. Even while you South Africans were suffering in those days, most countries did not know, most African countries did not know what was going on in South Africa. If not for the way this our own brother, our own legend, late Sonny Okosu, took the mantle on his own shoulders and began to create awareness of what was going on in South Africa. The way you people were being maltreated, killed, slaughtered, abused. He took this thing with his music. Ozid himself. He started this song, began to create the awareness. He began to sing against apartheid regime. He took this thing globally. It got so high that the apartheid regime have to ban his music in South Africa. And in the 80s, so many Nigerian musicians took that man to stool. People like the likes of Orisulikis, the Monos, the Mandatos, and they named them all. Even Majek Fashek also sang against apartheid regime. So Nigerians and our government committed a lot of resources financially, billions of dollars that Nigeria government was using to sponsor the fight against apartheid in South Africa. We came there, we did this as brothers. We felt that we were fighting for our own black African brothers. We, each time we saw what was going on in South Africa then, we feel pained. The way children were being abused, beaten up, women are being raped, beaten up by the so-called their military enforcement agents there. People are being dragged and killed. We felt bad. And we took the fight. We Nigerians, we took this battle. We made sure that apartheid must come to an end. And it did. Sonny Okosu almost lost his life. Then when he was taking this song all over the world, even your own person, the lady, the late Miss Miriam Makeba, did not even do what Sonny Okosu did, and the rest of Nigerian musicians. She did not do much like they did. She went on exile in the US and sat there, but Sonny Okosu was out there doing it, taking his music globally, around Africa, around the world, singing against apartheid regime, creating the awareness, including other Nigerians. I remember when our own Ebo, one of the best presidents Nigeria ever produced, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, even said some time ago that if it is possible, Nigerian Africans should use black magic to fight against apartheid regime. And if it was possible, that was how we took it. We Nigerians, we did this just to see that our brothers, our African brothers in South Africa, get their freedom. And as God will have it, it all came to pass. Mandela was released, apartheid ended, and today South Africans are free. And the only way some of you can pay us back is to begin to insult our Nigerians and then begin to use all kind of hatred words. I'm not saying that our Nigerians are perfect, and you don't expect our Nigerians bring their businesses to South Africa, and we have a lot of South African businesses here in Nigeria too. That in Nigeria, MTN is a South African business. Name them all. Most of these communication companies that came in 1999 came from South Africa. And we appreciated you people with your businesses, and they were doing well in Nigeria. So why would you people be attacking Nigerians and then criticizing Nigerians that are doing business in South Africa? Why? We've done enough. We are the giant of Africa. Despite our up and downs now, we still remain the giant of Africa. But before I will end this setting, let me remind some of you in South Africa who don't know your level. You cannot compare South Africa with Nigeria. There is no comparison. We're not in the same level. Just get that fact clear. Even though we call you people our brothers, we're not in the same level with South Africans. Get that clear. You people are not in that level. You cannot even come close. You don't even come close. Go and contest with countries like Tanzania and probably some countries like Equatorial Guinea. Not Nigerians. Nigerians are too much. We are overwhelming. When we come, we overwhelm you in everything. Anything, name it. Sport, entertainment, science. Let me remind you, for this year alone, what Nigerians did. First of all, a Nigerian girl, very young, 15 years old girl, just won the global mathematics competition that was organized recently. I think her name is Faith Oduse. She just won that competition. That's a Nigerian girl, 15 years old. Nigerian, 15 years. She won it. And I don't want to insult you people from South Africa, but you people came last on that tournament. The South African that represented that came on that tournament came last. Then another person, let me remind you, our own Chidinma, the one you guys drove away from your country, Chidinma Adesina, she came runners up in the Miss Universe just some few months ago in Nigeria. Born and brought up in Nigeria, a Nigerian by blood. She came runners up in the Miss Universe. Despite all the nonsense people did in South Africa. You guys thought to press her down? No. The more you press her, the more she goes up. Then, followed by the Mr. International of Recent. just recently, a Nigerian, that was just in Malaysia, a Nigerian, an engineer by profession, I mean, an engineering student by name Samuel, I think Samuel Jagu. He won the tournament, he won the event, a Nigerian. Good night. A Nigerian. So don't mess with Nigerian. I don't want to even go to the area of soccer. Do I want to remind you about our own able striker, Ademola Lookman, who just picked the trophy. He carried everything from CAF just a few days ago. Our own Ademola Lookman won the best CAF Player of the Year award just in Morocco. So then followed by the keeper. And Nigeria was the best female keeper of the year for CAF award. It's our own female lady here in Nigeria for Super Eagles. She won the award. And for your reminder, Nigerian female soccer players has won that female award 13 times, different times. Different times they won that award. So, I don't see why anybody why South Africa should be trying to compare themselves with us. We're not in the same league. We overwhelm you. If I can carry a population here, if I say let me carry Kaduna and Sokoto population alone, join with Sokoto and Kaduna alone to South Africa, we overwhelm you people by population. So I don't understand why somebody wake up and go on a podcast and be insulting Nigeria. Do you know we are your baba? Who is your daddy? Who is your daddy? We made you people. We freed people from apartheid. We rescued people from your bondage. And you had the guts to come and be insulting Nigerians, promoting all kind of hatred. They're born in well. I'm not trying to insult every South African soul, but those of you who has gone on social media and you're out there trying to create all manner of hatred against Nigerians, I don't buy it. We're not in the same league, please. We are not in the same league. I'm a Nigerian, a very proud Nigerian. When it comes to Nigeria issue, please don't mess with me. Who are South Africans? Have you guys finished drinking your Nko bottle? In just the recent Nations Cup that was just played recently, it was Nigeria that eliminated South Africa. We sent people packing. Despite your gragra. We're not in the same league. Musically, anyway, let me just say, with due respect, I appreciate some of your musicians in those days who did what they did. But it doesn't matter that South Africa can compare themselves musically with Nigeria. You people cannot. We are the only country in the world that has a particular music title called Afrobeat. The Jamaicans have reggae. Then the rest goes to America. Americans has the hip-hop, rap music. They have different kind of music that was, generated from America. But when it comes to Afrobeat, the king himself, late Fela, was the originator of Afrobeat in Nigeria. Nigeria is the giant of Africa. Whether you like it or you don't take it, either you like it or not, will remain the giant of Africa. Who is your daddy, South Africans? Be careful who you mess with. Don't mess with Nigerians. Stop playing.